I really don't know how to approach this review for this laptop here. This is the ASUS VivoBook 14 A413 and it is considered their entry level in the VivoBook series of laptops. It comes with pretty powerful hardware, but there is a few catches here and there. And parents, if you're looking to get a laptop for your kids to do some schoolwork while also providing even more value than just schoolwork, you might want to take a look at this laptop, but I would suggest you to watch the entire video before making your purchase. Okay, so let's just start off with the performance of this laptop because it comes with this list of specs, and the two things that I want to highlight here is the Intel Core i5-10210U with the GeForce MX 330 graphics. With this combo, it offers a very balanced performance and you can also play some games on it. Yes, we'll talk more about that later. And this laptop also comes with 512 gigs of NVMe SSD, which is Intel 660p. It works no problem with that. And it also comes with 4 gigs of soldered RAM. Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer, but we'll also get more into that later. So by looking at the specs itself, the VivoBook 14 A413 here is an obvious generational upgrade from the VivoBook Ultra A512 from last year, which we have also reviewed and you can check it out at the top right corner there. While on paper it is definitely an upgrade, well, when you start to open up the bottom panel here, then you might realize something is a bit off here because number one, the soldered RAM that we mentioned earlier here, you cannot upgrade, so you're stuck with 4 gigs. But the previous generation VivoBook Ultra, you have another RAM slot for you to upgrade. And this generation here, you do not have the secondary 2.5-inch upgrade bay, so it has been substituted with another M.2 slot. That depends on how you want to use your storage options, but for me personally, I think moving to M.2 is also a logical upgrade. While opening up the VivoBook 14 A413 here, I realized that the build quality of this laptop, although it is made out of full plastic, it's actually very sturdy, and the bottom plate here, while you're removing it, do be careful of all the plastic clips because the back panel is also made out of very thick piece of hard plastic, which is in stark contrast with the previous generations of soft plastic. And this laptop also comes with a total of 3 different colors: bespoke black, dreamy white, and the one that we have here is in cobalt blue. I really like this color. It's striking enough, and I don't know what kind of finish they have on top of this lid here. It's very smooth, and of course it's a fingerprint magnet as well, but it just feels very nice, and I always find myself caressing this lid here because it's just so smooth. And opening up the lid, we can see that this laptop keyboard here is using a standard 14-inch laptop keyboard. It actually feels very nice to type on. The travel distance is good, clickiness, tactility, fantastic, and overall, I just like to type on this keyboard quite a lot. And it also has backlighting as well, so you don't have to worry about that. There's an extra column of keys on the far right side, so some of you may like it, some of you might not. I definitely don't like it because I just find it to be kind of redundant. I don't use those keys on a laptop, but it's there. And for the trackpad, it's actually quite good. It's using precision touchpad drivers and it handles all of your gestures pretty well. And it also has a fingerprint scanner for you to easily log into your Windows, which is good. Now, looking at the screen though, I think this is where the review starts to get a bit negative for this laptop because I don't remember seeing that the VivoBook Ultra having this kind of subpar TN panel screen. This laptop is kind of dim, and then when you start looking at it from the top and bottom angle at different angles, the colors just shift a lot. And the first thing that I realized is that when I turn up the brightness on this screen here, at maximum brightness, the colors will get very washed out. But when I tune down the brightness in a super dark room, the colors are kind of okay. But then again, for a TN panel, I would say this is kind of a low-grade TN panel. And as for the ports, the VivoBook 14 A413 here is pretty good as well. So on the left side here, you got your power jack, your full-size HDMI port, USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type A, and then another USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type C. a combo audio jack, and on the right side here we have pretty simple ports. You got your indicator LEDs, a micro SD card reader, and double USB 2.0 Type A ports. The ports here are actually more or less the same as the VivoBook S14 M433 and also the S15 S533, which we have also reviewed both of them at the top right corner there if you're interested. Both of them are great laptops, and overall the ports I would still have the same complaint for this laptop as well. Why does USB 2.0 still exist? Now, as for the battery life, this laptop can last for about 4 to 5 hours in our use case. And it's not like that we can do much anyway because this laptop only has 4 gigs of RAM, and battery life is pretty okay, no complaints there. So that's all I want to say about the VivoBook 14 A413 that we have here. But now I want to move the conversation to talk about who this laptop is actually meant for. So with the Intel and Nvidia combo here, it's actually a very powerful laptop and we can get a lot of things done with just those two components. We played Overwatch and also we played Fortnite. So these two games are running perfectly fine on this laptop with 100% render scale, even though at the lowest graphical settings. And we get more or less about 60 frames per second throughout our gameplay. And if you just want to get this laptop for your kids, well, it's actually very good because they can play those games and you don't even have to buy a PS4 or Xbox just for them to play those games. Everything can be done right on this laptop alone. I also tried video editing on this laptop. So footages of our Sony camera there, 1080p 60fps with a bitrate of about 20 something megabits per second. This laptop can handle them very well, especially thanks to that Nvidia GeForce MX 330 GPU with 2 gigs of dedicated VRAM. But what I'm confused about here is the price point. So the VivoBook 14 A413 that we have here is only available in one configuration here in Malaysia, and it is priced at 2,899. And I would just outright say that it's expensive because of two things. Number one, TN panel. It's just bad. And number two, the lack of RAM upgradability is also quite saddening, and ASUS only offers 4GB configuration here in Malaysia, which I think it's kind of weird. All in all, I would suggest you to pony up 300 ringgit more and get the VivoBook S15 S533 instead. That laptop is only priced at 3,199 ringgit. Of course, the GPU is using an MX 250 instead of MX 330 that we have here. But in terms of all the tasks that it can do, you won't realize much of a difference anyway. So, all in all, good laptop, good keyboard. It's just the screen and the RAM is the two things that hold me back from recommending this laptop. So that's all we have to say about the VivoBook 14 A413 that we have here. I would say for the price, if ASUS opted in for an IPS LCD screen instead of this TN panel here, it's quite a good price. And also please give us the option to upgrade the RAM in the future as well. And yeah, that's it. We'll see you next time, and if you have any questions about this laptop, leave them down in the comment section below, and we'll see you next time.